Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. My name is Liaquat Zaman and this is my YouTube channel, Roots of Knowledge. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos I'm making. If you guys are new to my channel, please hit the like button, subscribe button and check out the videos. And if you guys are my favorite friends and family, then please share my videos with others. And let's get on with this then. So this series is dedicated to helping you guys understand Arabic poetry, which is a very fundamental important core element to learning the Arabic language, especially if you want to learn classical Arabic. So this series is the Diwan of Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, where I go through a poem of his every week and we break it down, we translate it, and then I explain it to you guys in Arabic as well. And by the way, I make videos on learning how to read the Quran on Mukhtasar al-Quduri, Hanafi fiqh. I also make videos on other subjects as well. You can check them all out, and I have live streams every single week. Right, so let's crack on with this then. He says, الموت لا والدا يبقي ولا ولدا هذا السبيل إلى أن لا ترى أحدا كان النبي ولم يخلد لأمته لو خلد الله خلقا قبله خلدا للموت فينا سهام غير خاطئة من فاته اليوم سهم لم يفته غدا الموت لا والدا يبقي ولا ولدا. Death does not leave behind a father nor a son. هذا السبيل, this is the path, this is the way. إلى أن لا ترى, until you do not see anyone remaining. أحدا. كان النبي, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was, ولم يخلد لأمته, was he did not remain immortal for his ummah. لو خلد الله, if Allah was to make someone immortal, خلقا, a creation, قبله, before the Prophet ﷺ, خلدا, then the Prophet ﷺ himself would have been Khalid, would have been lasting forever, immortal. للموت فينا سهم, death possesses فينا, in us, arrows غير خاطئة, which will not miss. من فاته اليوم سهم, whoever an arrow misses today, لم يفته, it will not miss him, غدا, tomorrow in the future. He says, الموت لا والدا, walid, father, walad, child, يبقي, to remain, to stay. So الموت, death, death, لا والدا يبقي, no father, it remains, ولا ولدا, and no child, meaning death does not remain, death does not keep back a father nor a child, meaning death does not discriminate between any father, any child. Death comes to fathers and death comes to children as well. So this sentence is a bit of a strange sentence. Normally you'd expect it to say لا يبقي الموت والدا ولا ولدا, right? So the fi'l and the fa'il, or you could say الموت لا يبقي والدا ولا ولدا. So instead it's brought the maf'ul bihi forward purely for the poetry purposes. Yeah, so this is purely for poetry purposes. So this poem actually follows what we call the meter of basit, which is mustaf'ilun fa'ilun. Mustaf'ilun fa'ilun or fa'ilun. So al-mawtu la mustaf'ilun walidan fa'ilun yubqi wala mustaf'ilun walada fa'ilun. Right, so it follows that particular pattern. Those of you guys who are interested in poetry's meters, then I've got a course on it on my uruk.com. You can check out, inshallah. Right, so death does not keep back. Death does not spare. That would be a better translation. Death does not spare a father nor a child. Meaning death is just like this blind, this ultimate concept or being that just takes everyone. هذا السبيل, هذا is this, sabil is a path, tara is to see, ahad is anyone. هذا السبيل, this is the path, إلى أن ترى أحدا, this is the path, meaning this is the way of life, until لا ترى, you do not see, أحدا, anyone, meaning that death will be taking from everyone. It will take fathers and children and mothers and sisters and brothers. It will take everyone. And this will continue all the way until you don't see anyone, meaning until everyone has died. So هذا السبيل, this is the path, إلى أن ترى, until you see أحد. Now if you know where the word sabil comes in the Quran, sabil actually comes to the word sabala, right? So sabala, something that drapes down, hangs down. So هذا السبيل, so it's like a path that sort of like drapes down, hangs down, goes down. They call it a route or a path. Sabilullah, the path of Allah. You come across this in the Quran quite often. So death does not spare any father nor a child, nor a son or child. هذا السبيل, this is the path. إلى أن ترى, until you do not see أحدا, anyone left. Meaning everyone has been taken. كان النبي, so Nabi is prophet. خلد يخلد, it means to be immortal, right? To not die, to stay for a very long time. Khalid, the Prophet ﷺ said, one of the most deceptive names is Khalid, because Khalid means the one that's going to live forever, and if a Khalid dies early, then his name didn't really match up with his lifestyle. So يخلد ummatihi, ummah means the nation, right? So a nation is called an ummah. So كان النبي, the Prophet was ولم يخلد لأمته, whilst he did not, I'm translating this as whilst, وَلَمْ يَخْلُدْ لِأُمَّتِهِ, whilst he, لَمْ يَخْلُدْ, was not immortal, did not live forever, لِأُمَّتِهِ, for the sake of his ummah. لَوْ خَلَّدَ اللَّهُ خَلْقًا قَبْلَهُ خَلَدًا, low, if only. خَلَّدَ يُخَلِّدُ تَخْلِيد, from the same root words as يَخْلُدُ, but it means to make someone immortal, right? To make someone invincible, that they don't die. خَلَّدَ اللَّهُ خَلْقًا is a creation. قَبْلَهُ خَلَدًا. So this is from the خَلَدَ, like يَخْلُدُ, to stay for a very long time, or to be immortal. لَوْ خَلَّدَ اللَّهُ, if Allah was to make a creation immortal, قَبْلَهُ, prior to him, before this, خَلَدًا, then the Prophet ﷺ would be the one who he would have made immortal. If Allah was to make someone immortal, then it definitely would have been the Prophet ﷺ. So لو خلد الله خلقا قبله خلدا. So if Allah was to make someone before the Prophet ﷺ, was to make the immortal, then Allah would have definitely made the Prophet ﷺ immortal. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ's status and is above every creation. So if Allah was to give this privilege to anyone before the Prophet ﷺ, he would have definitely given it to the Prophet ﷺ, but he didn't. And the Prophet ﷺ passed away. So therefore, he's saying that death does not discriminate between anyone at all, right? It does not spare anyone. So كان النبي, the Prophet was, whilst not remaining immortal, not being immortal for his ummah, لو خلد الله, if Allah was to make someone immortal, a creation immortal, قبله, before him, he would have made the Prophet ﷺ him immortal. This alif at the end is only there for point purposes, because it's مستفعل فاعل مستفعل فاعل. Yeah, so لو خلد مستفعل لا هو خل فاعل قن قبله مستفعل خلدا فاعل. I know you're probably thinking, what is this guy on about? But this is basically breaking down the poems, and I just want to show you guys of how the poems have to follow a particular meter. للموت فينا سهام, lil, for death, فينا, or death has, right? So you say للموت, death has. فينا, in us, سهام, siham is the jama of saham, which means an arrow. خاطئة, it means missing, right? So to miss the target, you say خطأ يخطأ or أخطأ يخطئ. This is from خاطئ. Now if you know in the Quran where the word maut comes, put it in the comments below. If you know where siham, I don't think it comes in the Quran. If it does, put it in the comments. I can't think of any verse that says siham. And khati, it comes in the Quran. So if you know where khati is, put it in the Quran. Put it in the comments below. So للموت فينا سهام. Siham, death has, possesses. Siham, arrows. Fina, in us, meaning each arrow is for us, which will penetrate us. غير خاطئة, which will not miss us. Yeah, so للموت سهام غير خاطئة فينا. So death has or possesses arrows, these metaphorical arrows, which will not miss. He's describing death as being like an archer. yeah, like a bowman. And this guy has taken his bow and arrow and he's aimed it at the human and shot. And it hits the person. So here it's like majaz over here, like we call it majaz, lughawi or isti'ara. So death possesses these arrows that are arrows that hit on target, that will not miss anyone. Man fatahu al-yawma, fata yafutu fawtan, it means to miss. Al-yawm is today. Saham is the singular of siham, arrow. Lam yafut fata yafutu, right, to miss. And ghadan is tomorrow. So man fatahu al-yawm, so whoever it misses today. So whoever the arrow misses today. Man fatahu al-yawm sahmun, sahm is the file of fata. Whoever the arrow misses today, lam yafuthu ghadan, it won't miss him tomorrow. Now it doesn't mean tomorrow as in after 24 hours. Tomorrow is an Arab way of saying like in the future. Right? So in the future. So whoever an arrow misses today will not miss him tomorrow in the future. Beautiful poem, isn't it? Yes. Now look, what I would definitely suggest you guys to do is, if you really want to vamp up your Arabic learning, you need to memorize this poem. Memorize this poem for next week, by next week, and inshallah then next week you can memorize the next one. Number two is, I would say definitely try to find these words in the Quran. This is a very good way of increasing your vocabulary, honestly. I personally do not memorize words, right? And I don't know if you guys do or not. I find it very hard. So what I do is, if I find a word, I try to see where else I could find that word. And that way my brain is automatically memorizing that word. Right? So let's have a look at some of these expressions then. So al-mawtu la walidan yubqi wa la waladan. So death does not leave, right? Abqa yubqi, does not leave behind a father nor a child, right? So that was a nice expression there. Abqa yubqi ibqa'an. Baqa, from the word baqiya yabqa, right? To stay, and the if'al pattern comes with the meaning of to keep behind. And I translated it as sparing, because sparing makes sense over here. So death does not spare a father nor a child. هذا السبيل إلى أن ترى أحدا. Right, so هذا السبيل, this is the path, this is the way it's always going to be. Right, so this is a nice expression as well. You might say هذا السبيل إلى الموت. هذا السبيل إلى نهاية الدراسة, right, to the end of your studies. كان النبي لو خلد الله خلقا قبله خلده. So this is, it's as though the ism of كان is Nabi, and لو خلد Allah is the khabar of it. And ولم يخلد is like, it's almost like you can say حال. ولم يخلد لأمته. So خلد لأمته, خلد فلان في الدنيا means a person lived for a very long time or live forever. Okay, للموت فينا سهام, death has siham for us. So لزيد I don't know, لزيد كتاب لي, or عند زيد كتاب لي. You might use عند there. But للموت as well is also used as well. So للموت فينا سهام غير خاطئة. So death has these arrows which are not going to miss. Again, if you can find خلد in the Quran, and if you can find موت, then it's going to help you. Honestly, it's going to help you a lot. من فاته اليوم, so you might want to use this one as well. فاتني الصلاة, فاتني الدرس اليوم, فاتني, right? So we actually say we missed. Arabs actually say it missed us. So that's a kind of a difference between the two, I would say. So try your best, I would say, to try and implement these words. I mean, look at these. These are like a really nice expression here. لا يبقي الموت والدا ولا ولدا. That's a very, very nice expression if you can learn that expression. And this is a nice expression as well. لم يخلد لأمته. خلد يخلد. لم يخلد. لم يخلد فلان. هذا الكتاب خلد فينا. خلد فينا القرآن. The Quran has remained immortal. Meaning it's lasted for a very long time with us. Yeah, خلد فيا ذكرياته. His memories has stayed with us for a very long time. So these are the kind of things. And then this nice beautiful description of death being like this guy that has a bow and arrow and he's shooting at everyone, and if he misses you today, he's going to get you tomorrow anyway, so don't think that you've been saved. It's a very nice way of showing that you're almost kind of guaranteed your death, right? So you're guaranteed your death. Death is going to come to you. What are you going to do with your life? Before death comes, don't focus on purely on the entertainment of this dunya. Death is going to come. You have to get something ready for the akhirah. طيب يقول الموت لا والدا يبقي ولا ولدا. يعني الموت, الوفاة, هو شيء لا يذر الأب ولا الابن. يعني لا يذر أحد، يأتي على كل واحد، كل نفس ذائقة الموت، كل واحد منا سيذوق الموت كما صدق القرآن. هذا السبيل إلى أن ترى أحد، أن لا ترى أحدا. يعني هذه هي الطريقة، هذه هي الدأب والعادة، وهذا هكذا تستمر إلى أن ترى لا ترى أحدا، إلى أن لا تشاهد، حتى لا تشاهد ولا تشوف أحدا، يعني رجل والمرأة يبقى. يعني إذا انتهى الإنسانية، انتهى الإنسان الناس من وجه الأرض، فإذا خلاص عمل الموت انتهى. كان النبي ولم يخلد لأمته، كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، كان الرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم محمد لم يخلد لأمته، يعني الله لم يؤتيه الخلد في الدنيا. هكذا يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن أيضا. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد أفإن مت فهم الخالدون. يعني ما جعل الله سبحانه وتعالى لأي أحد البقاء في الأرض إلى الأبد، لم يعطي أحد لأحد، حتى إبليس الله سبحانه وتعالى أمهله إلى يوم يبعثون، إلى ما شاء الله سبحانه وتعالى. لكن يقول كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولم يخلد لأمته، يعني كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم هكذا شأنه، لم يخلد لأمته، يعني هو لم يبقى في الدنيا لأمته لكي يراه آخر من يأتي من هذه الأمة. لو خلد الله خلقا، يعني لو كان الله سبحانه وتعالى من زمن آدم عليه السلام إلى النبي عليه السلام، لو أبقى الله سبحانه وتعالى أحدا على وجه الأرض يمشي على وجه الأرض، لخلد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، ولكن لم يفعل هكذا له. فإذا ما معنى هذا؟ معناه أن الموت سيأتي كل واحد. للموت فينا سحام غير خاطئة، أن الموت يملك سحام، يعني هذا الطريقة التي يأخذ الموت النفس ويخرج الروح، نعم، والوفاة. هذه الطريقة يعني شبهه برجل له قوس وله سهم، ويصوب هذا القوس للهدف الذي يريد أن يصيبه، فيطلقه فيدخل فيه فيموت. هكذا شأن الموت، كأن الموت يعني جالس من بعيد يراه، واليوم عندنا يعني مسدسات، يعني يراه ويطلق عليه الرصاص ويقتله. للموت فينا سحام، الموت يملك هذه السحام غير خاطئة، السحام التي لا يمكن للموت أن يخطئ فيها ويدخل فينا. فمن فاته اليوم سهم، يعني من لم يصبه اليوم سهم، لو أصاب شخصا آخر لم يفته غدا باليقين متأكد أن هذا السهم سيدخل فيك غدا. ليس المراد منه يعني بعد اليوم، يعني غدا معناه في المستقبل. فهذا الشعر شعر جميل جدا لسيدنا علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه، لأنه يصور لنا حالة الموت، يصور لنا حقيقة الموت، أن كل من يمشي على وجه الأرض سيذوق الموت لا محالة، وأن كل من جاء من سبقنا قد أذاقه الله سبحانه وتعالى الموت، فلماذا نحن مستثنين عن هذا؟ جزاكم الله خير. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. And just like I mentioned in Arabic as well, the words of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, you can find ayats, you can find hadith that describe what he's saying in a very, very eloquent way, mashallah. طيب, I will now translate the poem. He says, الموت لا والدا يبقي ولا ولدا. Death does not leave behind a father nor a son. هذا السبيل, this is the path, this is the way. إلى أن لا ترى, until you do not see anyone remaining. أحدا. كان النبي, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was, ولم يخلد لأمته, was he did not remain immortal for his ummah. لو خلد الله, if Allah was to make someone immortal, خلقا, a creation, قبله, before the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, خلد, then the Prophet ﷺ himself would have been Khalid, would have been lasting forever, immortal. للموت فينا سهم. Death possesses فينا in us arrows غير خاطئة, which will not miss. من فاته اليوم سهم. Whoever an arrow misses today, لم يفته, it will not miss him غدا, tomorrow, in the future. Jazakumullah khair, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know if there's any suggestions, any comments, any way that can improve these videos. I really appreciate it because it really helps me to provide better content for you guys. And you guys are the ones who are making the videos for. So if you guys can help me out with that, it'd be great. And also, thank you to all my patrons who support my channel on a monthly basis. If anyone wants to become a patron, support my channel on a monthly basis, please check out the description below. There's details there. You can even email me and I'll be happy to help out, inshallah, in whatever way I can. And I really appreciate it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.